Hey, this is Ski from Impact Syndicate. Welcome to another week of Vegas, fight capital of the world, right here in Las Vegas at the Gaming Network Studios. Joining me today is my good friend and UFC fighter, Mike Quicksand Pyle. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You know, it was fun coming into your last fight, going across the seas like that. You were the underdog.
Oh yeah, I was plus 350.
Man, I didn't know that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have the last laugh.
I did.
That was fun.
That was the plan.
Now your next fight, they have you going again to another person's homeland.
No, I'm pretty
He
sure.
says he's from Jersey.
I'm pretty sure he's from Brazil.
No, I agree originally.
So, he's fighting on my homeland.
Oh, there we go, America.
Yeah. That's how that goes.
Yeah, you're right as far as the USA goes. I'm just saying that they say he's from, I don't know, maybe he trains there or something. I don't know where he trains.
I'll be sure to remind him that he's from Brazil, not Jersey. I'll let him know.
Oh, boy. What'd I get myself into here?
I'm just being honest.
I know you are. Hey, for people watching, how did it all start for Mike Pyle?
My career?
Yep.
Way back in the day, probably 1995, I started training in a garage, actually a shed behind my mother's house. Converted the shed into a training room, and here I am.
But when you say you start training behind in the shed, what was the
videotapes? Videotapes and a grappling dummy, and occasionally my cousin.
But why? What got you? Did you win this?
I was fascinated. I was fascinated by the grappling art after watching Hoist fight in like UFC 1 or 2, and watching him grapple, and I just thought that was very interesting.
As far as school sports, what'd you do?
If chasing girls is a sport, then I was varsity. That's it.
You got your letter then.
I tried football for one season, hated it. It was long and lanky, couldn't run. I could catch a football no matter how you threw it, but once I got it, the damn linebacker could catch me, so I sucked.
It didn't work?
No.
No high school, junior high wrestling?
Nope.
Nope.
Not where I'm from. They didn't have it.
Where's it from?
Dresden, Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah, a little small town.
Yeah.
All they had was football, baseball, basketball. No wrestling, no soccer, no, whatever.
Now, your reputation amongst the fighters and guys that get to train with you is, way up there. When people talk about Mike Pyle, they talk about he's just a bad boy in the gym with training and what he can bring to the fight. Throughout your career, you've had times where you may have had some lapses, but out of your last 4 fights, UFC fights, you're 3-1. I'm personally a fan and a friend, so I've been proud of you. And when it gets time, I get nervous for your fight, but I can see the progression with Hathaway. It was just amazing. Clearly dominated a guy that nobody saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, I think in the fighting game, everybody drops the ball every now and then. We've all done it. It's all happened to all of us. No one goes undefeated. You're always going to make mistakes, and you're always going to lose. If you're not losing, you're not fighting the best. Fighting the best in UFC, there's a chance you're going to lose. I'm back on the winning track, and I plan on keeping that going. So, I'm stoked for my next fight with Imelda. I look forward to putting him away in Jersey.
Well, and just keep the progression going. But as you say, the thing about MMA, anything can happen at any time. You have some guys, Extreme Couture, where you train, is the who's who of fighters. At any time, somebody can get caught, something can happen.
Anytime, all the guys that we got in the gym has fought some studs, from all the way from Randy down to myself and Campman and Gray and and all that. So got a stable of tough dudes, man, and we help. We kind of sharpen each other's tools, So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll keep it right here with Vegas, fight capital of the world. Be right back with Mike Pyle. Mike Pyle, we're talking Extreme Couture. Some of the guys in your gym. You've got, like we're talking about, the who's who. When you roll with those guys and then you get an opportunity to corner, what goes into that in the frame of mind from when you fight to when you corner? Is it basically the same, or is it different dynamics for you?
Well, yeah, it's definitely different dynamics. There's different pressures, there's different feelings, there's different emotions. You're watching one of your guys, you know, one of your guys fight, but there's also, you know, a comfort that you know that he's going to be able to protect himself and be able to, you know, be able to perform well. You just try to see what you can see on the outside and let them know in between the rounds. Sometimes, you know, after a tough round, it's tough to listen to your corner and hear what they got to say and actually do it. So, you know, for the most part, there to give them some water and keep them cooled down, and you know, and very rarely, if they have any questions, I'll try to answer it as, you know, best and as intelligent as possible. But usually, it's just give them some water, let them breathe, just remind them to breathe. You know, pressures are, yeah, it's definitely different.
When you go to fight, do you get worked up? Do you get nervous at all? Do you get butterflies or anything?
Oh yeah, I get all those. I depend on those. I depend on those nerves. I depend on the butterflies to keep me sharp and keep me, you know, and make sure, you know, to keep me in a reality check that, you know, any time your lights could be turned out. And you wake up and, you know, you got your corner sobbing over the top of you. You know?
Yeah. So now, like this weekend, you'll be working with Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have guys at your corner, though, do you get that same kind of nerves and butterflies when you're coming out? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same at the same time, but different.
It's different,
you know?
yeah. But now when you fight, and the way you would like to have somebody corner you as you're fighting, is that how you corner others, or is everybody different? And you try to cater to what they would want you to do.
There's you know, for each person, everyone has their little deal that they prefer to hear, you know, and usually we always coordinate and make sure that, you know, for example, tell me to keep moving left. Tell me to keep moving left if you, whatever, you know, just small things, but pretty much always the same.
Well, and I know that for me, it's one thing like with your talent and your ability and your knowledge, I mean, guys would want you to have in the corner. But when it's a guy that's a friend that you've been training with for a long time, that's got to be an added bonus to have an actual friend that knows you real well in that corner too, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, and a good coach, you know, and a good eye.
Yeah.
I'll take a good eye over a good friend in there any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for you, you've got to do some other things. We got to see you in Universal Soldier, and you just got done in another little movie project.
Yeah.
So that's another direction for you that you're getting to diversify a little bit and have some fun with those.
Yeah, trying to get my foot in the door in this Hollywood scene, whatever. You know, don't look to be a star or anything like that. I'd like to get in the acting a little deeper. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah. Were you coming with Randy, I mean, from his gym, you're right there on his hip there as far as the training with the guys. Randy's done some acting, Is there kind of a unique bond between the two of you, think?
I don't know. I wouldn't say a
Not
unique
necessarily.
bond. Just, you know, it's just a mutual respect for one another.
Yeah.
You know, we both got respect for one another as far as, you know, getting there and getting after it in the cage, you know, and we all do as fighters, you know.
Yep.
Just so happened he and I started to take the same path that he did, you know, getting my feet wet with some acting and things like that, and it was due to the people that he knows that I knew that also helped me get in there. So
now this next fight coming up, you're known as a submission guy, but you can definitely stand and bang too. Is any key area that you're gonna focus on, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on my right hand on his jaw, just as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main goal.
Do you ever go into the fight with a predetermined, or just go wherever it goes you feel comfortable?
You can't predetermine a fight.
There you go. All right, hey, you heard it right here, Vegas fight capital of the world with Mr. Mike Quicksand Pyle. We're out.